Why is it that the most trash employees get hired over people like you and me? Man, in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly why hiring managers hire the most trash employees over more qualified people with positive attitudes and what they call overqualifications. What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. If you new here, welcome to the journey. So people that know nothing about me but make these assumptions, right? They assume that I do DoorDash because I don't want to work a respectable job. Or, for some reason, I just want to be a rebel to the system and just do what I want to do and take the easy way out, right? However, that's not true at all. I actually put in about 100 applications. I put in about 100 job applications last year. And most of the interviews that I went on, they went great. It's like, of course they told me how great I was, because it's hard to lie to me right in my face and tell me, oh, you're not qualified, or, oh, we're looking for better candidates. They never do that in your face. They always boost you up and say, man, you're a great candidate. Sounds like you're heavily qualified. Or they'll hit me with a bunch of questions. And see, since I actually come from being a general manager, so I was in charge of most of the hiring, most of the training, and I've wore plenty of hats. Like I've done every position that there is to do when it comes to the fast food industry. And shoot, I even like to throw in my DoorDash experience. I got experience with logistics, package handling, deliveries, cleaning jobs. My resume stretches pretty far because I have experience doing a lot of things. Because, when I was in the work field, the traditional work field, I was a very good employee, and there was almost nothing that I wasn't willing to do. And mainly because I wanted to build up a very solid resume. But little did I know, me being such an amazing, superb employee was actually contributing to my downfall if I didn't stay in the companies that I worked for. It's like once you leave those companies and you go looking for another job, you carry with you those qualifications, and they actually tend to hurt you and hinder you more than they do helping you. This sounds wrong, it sounds backwards, but that's the world we're living in today. It's like you could spend your time in a company outperforming, overperforming, right? But if the job don't have the benefits that's worth staying for, or shit happens, circumstances change, and for whatever reason, people go and look for other employment, better opportunities. Or some people might stay at jobs that they hate just for the benefits, just for the 401k, just for the long run. But all the time in between is really driving them insane, for real. And they think that they have to settle just so they can fit into society's standards of working a real job or working a sustainable, respectable job, right? But if you anything like me, none of that matters when your mental health is taking a beating, when your physical health is taking a beating. Some people like me and you, we put ourselves before anything, and that's more valuable to us than a paycheck or a 401k or a couple of health benefits. It's like we just know our worth, and we refuse to settle. We refuse to be mistreated in the workspace.
32.99, 5.49, 3.99, savings 1.49, 3. If you have a
But listen, I'm here to tell you something. Something that's going to get you to realize that it's not you. It never have been. The problem is that in today's society, there's definitely a flaw in the hiring process. This is probably about the worst time to ever look for employment if you aren't someone that has zero experience or someone that could be easily manipulated into a lower salary. See, because me and you, we like gold star employees. It's almost too good to be true. So when we apply for these jobs and we expose our level of experience, they fear that we're going to add to the statistics of their high turnover rate. They know we're not going to stay long. Or at least that's what they got figured out in their head already while they're interviewing you. Or the moment that they look at your application. Then you got the cultural expectations, right? So it's like, it don't matter how good of an employee you are. It depends on how likable you are. How much do I like you? How well are you going to blend in with this rowdy crowd? Are you going to come in here and be a goody two-shoes? Are you going to come in here and outshine me? They really like, if I hire this person, how long are they going to last? They're actually too good to be here. They think, and they actually know before you even know that you're too good to be there. When there shouldn't even be such thing. You should only be aiming for the top of the top. You should be relieved when you actually interview an employee or interview a candidate rather, and they're everything that y'all are lacking. That should be like the holy grail, right? But no. These hiring managers and managers in general, they feel threatened whenever somebody come in there and they more qualified than they are. They like, I'm gonna lose my job. How long am I gonna last? How can I compete with this greatness? I'm gonna have to step it up, right? I'm gonna have to be a better version of me, and I don't want to do that. But with all that being said, right, you probably thinking to yourself, well, dang, that doesn't help. That makes me feel actually less confident in getting the job than I did before I watched this video. But hold on. I can at least give you a little bit of advice on how to make sure that your talent and your overall personality outshines the rest of these trash employees. So it's pretty much cut and clear. You really don't have to make too many changes because after all, you are a stellar candidate, right? So what you want to do is put emphasis on a few things. Number one, you definitely want to put emphasis on your open availability because a lot of these employers, these entry level jobs, they're really looking for who's gonna come to work, who can work overnight, who can close, who can open, who can be here and dedicate most of their time to this company. The more time that you can dedicate to the company, the more interested you are. So if you have kids or if you're in school or if you work a second job, they're not interested in that. You're automatically on the back burner, right? If you have any excuse as to why you cannot be to work when they want you to be to work, if you don't have transportation, reliable transportation, or if you got to leave by a certain time because you got to do a certain thing, that's not going to work. What you really want to do is emphasize your good attendance, at your former employers. You want to make sure that you emphasize, hey, I'm prompt, I'm punctual. I'm willing to cover anybody's shift. I'm on call if you need me, just pretty much let them know that you're dedicated and you're willing to be there whenever they need you there. And really the second one is you want to emphasize your interest in long-term employment with the company. So, tell them something like, hey, I'm finally ready. Well, not I'm finally, but I've been looking to plant my feet deep into the soil of a business, but things haven't been working out. But at this point, I'm really ready to dedicate myself to a career, something long term, somewhere where I can stay, and a job that I can depend on. And I guess the third one is, you kind of really want to emphasize your high coachability levels. If you the type of person that you got a lot of experience, you overqualified or you heavily qualified for the position, but you have this big ego and you have this know-it-all type of behavior to you, they not gonna really like that. They want somebody that's moldable, somebody that doesn't give a lot of back and forth, somebody that doesn't know the best option or doesn't have the best solution, or someone that doesn't know better than the team or doesn't know better than the management, or pretty much keep your opinions to yourself. You want to emphasize that you are a team player, and that you're a team player. You're very supportive. Keep that ego tucked. You really don't want to floss your ego. Now listen, be highly energetic, most definitely. Have that good positive energy that you have. Continue with that. Don't change that. You just want to kind of sit back, be the fly on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Don't assert yourself too much. That's you definitely put a target on your back. You a threat. And just overall, man, just listen more than you speak. Because once you start talking for real, that's where you start to expose yourself. So overall though, family, my conclusion is, if you don't get hired somewhere, or if it's becoming hard for you to actually secure a job in the industry, just know a rejection does not determine your worth. It does not determine how good of an employee you are, or how bad of an employee or candidate, shall I say. It doesn't determine your value. It does not determine your worth. So don't let it. You just got to understand that the system is broken right now. And if you don't get a call back, or if you don't get hired, it's just simply because you didn't play the game right. You feel me? They playing games with you, so you literally need to play games with them. And you just got to know how to work around the system. Don't let this job searching stuff, don't let it define your identity. Don't let it start changing you as a person. Keep on building your skills. Keep on being good at what you do. Work some side gigs if you have to. Or start pursuing some personal goals. Start actually chasing after your real dreams, so that you can build up your confidence. And for real, just treat it like a numbers game. Keep going if that's what you want to do. Every no is going to eventually lead you to a yes. Everybody can't say no to you. You're going to at least eventually find somebody that's going to be willing to hire you. And shoot, ask your friends, your family, and people, start to actually network with different people. You see someone you have a great conversation with in the grocery store, listen, build some rapport, so that most of the time these people are hiring people that they know. They hiring their family members. They hiring, people that they cool with, people that they bump shoulders with. So get cool with some managers. You know what I'm saying? Start talking, start communicating, start socializing. Go to some type of events. They be having industry events and stuff like that. Go to job fairs. Just keep trying. Keep trying. Don't give up on yourself. But hey, all those rejections led me to do what I'm doing right now, which is working for myself, using gig work. Because the gig economy, it's not perfect, but it's easier to get into. If you have a clean background, if you could pass a background check, and if you got a clean license, about the same thing. then you're good to go. You can work for yourself, y'all. Stop letting these jobs hold y'all back from thriving. And yeah, take this time to really hone in on what it really is that you like to do. Really start honing in on what your purpose truly is. So I hope this video helped somebody in some sort of way. If you gained any value from this video, drop below in the comments. And yeah, just keep pushing. You know, if you made it to the end of this video, I most definitely appreciate you for staying tapped in. And I'm gonna see you in the next video.